The essential question of our day is, when does inappropriate online behavior cross the line to cyberbullying, and what can you do about it? My name's Amy Withers, and I teach at Amistad Dual Language School in Manhattan. So sometimes we do joke with each other, and that's fine. Today's lesson is about cyberbullying, and it focuses on when maybe teasing online crosses the line to become something more serious. These are different forms of cyberbullying, right? That all the things you're talking about. So harassing, does anybody know what harassing might mean?
It's like pressuring you to do something.
It could mean that, yeah. It just means when you're repeating something like pressure or a negative message over and over, and you're using digital media. Today we focus really on looking at what are the different forms of cyberbullying. In the lesson, there are a lot of different interactions going on with the students. They are talking about something with the whole class and sharing ideas, and then they go into smaller groups, grapple over things that they might not all agree on, so they have to focus on backing up their opinions with evidence, and then in the end they have to take a highlight of what they discussed and then share that out with the rest of the class. First we're going to watch a video of a teenager who was involved in a cyberbullying episode.
Her friend saw me comment her boyfriend. She thought something was going on, so she got mad, and then her friend started like harassing me on MySpace. I remember telling my mom, and my mom was mad. She was like, you should call the school, you should do this, you should do that. I was like, I would just make it worse.
Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about the video. At the end, Stacy's mom said that Stacy should call the school and report the incidents. Stacy responds that it would just make it worse. Do you think it's true? Why or why not? Can you just take 1 second to talk about it at your tables and then...
I think yes and no. The reason why they did that is because like they probably don't like her.
It's only her friends, not necessarily her.
After they've discussed that, they will share out one point that they wanted to share from their discussion, maybe something that they disagreed on. Who thinks that it would have made it worse, just by show of hands? Tell me why. Kate said.
If she tells the school, and gets the other girls in trouble, the girls are gonna get mad at her and they're probably gonna keep on. I think she shouldn't have called because it'll make it kind of like solve the problem, because then she's gonna have to like keep on fighting for that. Like she's gonna be like keep on worried, and if they do like she tells the school, then the school might do something about it.
Right, so there seem to be kind of two possibilities that you're thinking of. Either it's gonna make it a lot worse, or it could put an end to it, right?
It was very emotional because if that would have happened to me, I would have told somebody. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't like if somebody else that's not involved would get involved.
It was like really sad and intense at the same time, because like you notice that like by the video I could like experience a little bit of like how she felt.
The reason this curriculum is so important is, and actually is very different from today's lesson, is that so much of the curriculum is focused on what a great tool and resource the internet is. So we're gonna look at two different case studies now. For Mesopotamia and Greece, you're gonna read the attacked from all sides, okay? And Egypt, China, and Israel, you're gonna read election sabotage. So the two case studies are two different incidents of a boy and a girl in two different situations that are cyberbullied. And as you read them, I want you to think of all the perspectives involved. So not just the person who's experienced the cyberbullying, but the bully, him or herself, the parents, the family, maybe the school, the friends that are involved. And anytime you're giving an opinion, make sure you're backing it up with evidence.
The other girl, she wants to win class president, so like for the other people not to vote for her, it says that most of them are Asian. So like that's what she put there.
Found out about what happened. Would this be a reason not to vote for Sarah?
Well, I do admire her. Friends with the wrong kind of people. Would you really want that?
I don't think that she would agree. Like she wouldn't like that. We have evidence that that Sarah knew because like it was in the online.
Okay, so I've asked each group to just briefly share out just one thing that came out of your conversations.
I don't think it was a good reason for impersonating someone else online, because they should like be honest and not cheat. It's like cheating.
I don't think it's really that good that they're impersonating someone.
She posted a picture about him with a turkey head,
and she comments like, "Why am I so stupid? What a beep." It was wrong that the girl posted a picture of him, but instead he did it the same to her, so it was like accumulating.
So it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, back and forth.
Okay. I think this lesson is critical, and it's something that comes up when the students talk about it because they're so used to communicating online, they might not realize that something has crossed the line. This is serious. This is cyberbullying. This has major consequences.
I think it is a good topic to learn so that if you ever in that situation, you know what to do.
I thought I knew. I thought I knew who he was. I didn't want to let him down. I couldn't get away.
Don't be scared.
He hurt me.
You'll never change what's been and gone. May your smile
It was out of control.
shine
I couldn't stop it.
Don't be scared. Your destiny may keep you on.
He made me feel special,
'Cause all of the stars
like I was the only one.
faded away. Just try not to worry. You'll see them someday.
The only one he wanted to be with. The only one he wanted to talk to. The only one he wanted to see.
Take your top off for me.
You know, really see. That's when it started. When it got out of control. When I thought I was going to get into trouble. But there is a way forward. It's better to tell someone. Someone who can make it stop. Then it won't happen at all. Now I know you can do something. Now I know it's never too late. 'Cause you see, I thought I knew.
The following article is from Teens Health. Protecting your online identity and reputation. Ashley is a high school junior in Illinois. She is very careful about the information, pictures, and comments she sends in posts, even though her profile is set to private. She knows that nothing is ever really private online. I know teens who have gotten kicked off their sports teams because of pictures and inappropriate material they have on their profiles, she says. Her advice is simple: be smart about what you put on the internet, because you never know who is looking at what you have on there. From the first time you log on to a social networking site, pick a screen name for instant messaging, IM, or post to a blog on your favorite band. You're creating an online identity. Your online identity may be different from your real-world identity, the way your friends, parents, and teachers think of you, and some parts of it may be entirely made up. Maybe you're a little shy in real life, but online you're a jokester and your avatar is a famous comedian. Maybe your classmates think of you as a soccer star, but online you indulge your passion for chess and environmentalism. Playing around and trying on different characteristics are part of the fun of an online life. You can change your look or the way you act and present yourself to others, and you can learn more about things that interest you. And, just as in real life, you can take steps to help make sure you stay in control. Things to consider. Here are some things to consider to safeguard your online identity and reputation. Remember that nothing is temporary online. The virtual world is full of opportunities to interact and share with people around the world. It's also a place where nothing is temporary and there are no take-backs. A lot of what you do and say online can be retrieved online even if you delete it, and it's a breeze for others to copy, save, and forward your information. Mark your profiles as private. Anyone who accesses your profile on a social networking site can copy or screen capture information and photos that you may not want the world to see. Don't rely on the site's default settings. Read each site's instructions or guidelines to make sure you're doing everything you can to keep your material private. Safeguard your passwords and change them frequently. If someone logs onto a site and pretends to be you, they can trash your identity. Pick passwords that no one will guess. Don't use your favorite band or your dog's birthday. Try thinking of two utterly random nouns and mixing in a random number, and change them often. Never share them with anyone other than your parents or a trusted adult. Not even your best friend, boyfriend, or girlfriend should know your private passwords. Don't post inappropriate or sexually provocative pictures or comments. Things that seem funny or cool to you right now might not seem so cool years from now, or when a teacher, admissions officer, or potential employer sees them. A good rule of thumb is, if you'd feel weird if your grandmother, coach, or best friend's parents saw it, it's probably not a good thing to post. Even if it's on a private page, it could be hacked or copied and forwarded. Don't respond to inappropriate requests. Research shows that a high percentage of teens receive inappropriate messages and solicitations when they're online. These can be scary, strange, and even embarrassing. If you feel harassed by a stranger or a friend online, tell an adult you trust immediately. It is never a good idea to respond. Responding is only likely to make things worse, and might result in you saying something you wish you hadn't. You can report inappropriate behavior or concerns at www.cyberteaplin.org. Take a breather to avoid flaming. File this one under Nothing's Temporary Online if you get the urge to fire off an angry IM or comment on a message board or blog. It's a good idea to wait a few minutes, calm down, and remember that the comments may stay up, with your screen name right there, long after you've regained your temper and maybe changed your mind. You might feel anonymous or disguised in chat rooms, social networks, or other sites, and this could lead to mean, insulting, or abusive comments toward someone else, or sharing pictures and comments you may later regret. We've all heard of cyberbullying, but most people think online bullying is something people do intentionally. But sharing stuff or dropping random comments when we're not face-to-face with someone can hurt just as much, if not more. And it can damage how others see you if they find out. A good rule to remember: if you wouldn't say it, show it, or do it in person, you probably don't want to online. Learn about copyrights. It's a good idea to learn about copyright laws and make sure you don't post, share, or distribute copyrighted images, songs, or files. Sure, you want to share them, but you don't want to accidentally do anything illegal that can come back to haunt you later. Check yourself. Chances are, you've already checked your digital footprint. Nearly half of all online users do. Try typing your screen name or email address into a search engine and see what comes up. That's one way to get a sense of what others see as your online identity. Take it offline. In general, if you have questions about the trail you're leaving online, don't be afraid to ask a trusted adult. Sure, you might know more about the online world than a lot of adults do, but they have life experience that can help. Your online identity and reputation are shaped in much the same way as your real-life identity, except that when you're online you don't always get a chance to explain your tone or what you mean. Thinking before you post and following the same rules for responsible behavior online as you do offline can help you avoid leaving an online identity trail you regret. Reviewed by Stephen Dowshin, MD. Date reviewed, September 2013. Thank you for listening to this Teens Health audiocast. The information you heard is for educational purposes only. If you need medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment, consult your doctor. This audiocast is copyrighted by Kids Health and the Nemours Foundation. All rights are reserved. Visit www.teenshealth.org for more.
Slick, can you get lost or something? I have class.
Come on, Allie. Tell me about Lou's sleepover.
I don't think you could handle the details.
Boys, clothes, pizza, that pillow fight. Did you paint each other's nails after that?
Hold on. How do you know about the party anyway?
You wrote about it on your page.
But my page is private.
Not to people on your friends list.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake.
You know you like me. Just admit it.
Whatever.
Whatever. You think your page is private, but then just forget about your friends list. There could have been some sketchy creep on there. He could have just showed up to Lowe's and who knows what would have happened.
Not unless you're the sketchy creep, because I only add people I know in person. You're probably right, though. I should watch what I post no matter what.
I'm always right.
Copy, paste, drag, and drop. Creating with digital content has never been easier. The internet allows us to download, share, and reuse copyrighted material in all kinds of ways. While this enables kids to produce and distribute their own digital creations, it also means they can share other people's work too. Many kids don't realize that copying material they find online and pasting it into their schoolwork is plagiarism. Others might not know how to properly give credit for content taken from the web. So it's important to learn the rules. Using someone else's words without citing the source is not only dishonest and disrespectful, it's a transgression schools take very seriously. Another important and often confusing issue for kids is piracy. Swapping downloaded songs with friends and ripping DVDs of favorite movies is commonplace these days. But this kind of sharing is actually illegal. Careless downloading can result in hefty fines and even viruses that damage home computers. So it's up to parents to make sure their kids understand both the rules about using copyrighted material and the reasons for respecting other people's creative work. Here are some simple tips that can help your kids be responsible and respectful digital consumers and creators. First, get the okay. Find out if the original creator of a video, song, or article has specified how the work can be used. Some work is okay to share, like those labeled public domain or Creative Commons, but most require permission to be used. Second, give credit where credit is due. Make sure your kids know how to properly cite the content they use. Remind them that it's just as important to give credit for a fun personal video mashup as it is for a school research paper. Finally, download legally. Illegally downloading and sharing movies, music, and software is piracy, and piracy is stealing. Make sure kids use legitimate online retailers, even if their friends think it's uncool. Even though kids may feel they have the right to take and use anything they find online, the internet is not a free-for-all. Educating kids about both the legal and ethical reasons for respecting other people's hard work will serve them in the digital world, and the real world too. For more tips, advice, and age-appropriate media picks, please visit us at commonsense.org. I'm Lori Burke.
Time Warner Cable is a proud partner of Common Sense Media.